Hey you guys, I'm out in the back field and I'm taking a little walk, and I thought I would grab the camera and chat with you guys a little bit. I do have an update for you guys, but first, if you're new here, my name is Christina and welcome to the Secret Garden Homestead. We bought our property about a year ago and we're building up a homestead from scratch. We are on a little over an acre. And if you're not new here, welcome back to our channel. I'm loving the community that we're creating, so I'm thankful for every one of you guys that are coming back to watch. As far as the California wildfires go, we are actually located in Northern California, so the fires are not impacting us, but I know that I do have some followers here on YouTube that do live in Southern California, and I just want to let you know that I'm praying for you guys and all the devastating loss that's happened down there. So going back to kind of the update that I had to share with you guys, Ryan and I started this channel purely out of the excitement of finally buying our first property to start our homestead, and we wanted to share with YouTube, our friends and family and those that wanted to join along, some of the really exciting times and some of the also challenging times of starting your own homestead. And today it's definitely, I'm sharing a challenging aspect of homesteading, a really sad one. Basically at the end of 2024, if you were to watch my tour video, you would notice that our chicken coop was completely empty. Previous to that, we had 24 or 25 chickens in there. And at the end of 2024, I was preparing some kitchen scraps for the chickens, and I went outside to give it to the chickens. And I come out here, you know, if it's not every day, it's every other day. It depends how rainy it is. And when I went out, all the chickens were basically dead. And it took us a while to kind of figure out what happened. We don't have cameras out here. It's facing, our chicken coop faces our back field, so like we couldn't see it from the house. But based on how the chickens looked, we're pretty sure it was a predator, and we're pretty sure that it was a raccoon who maybe climbed in over the top of the chicken coop, because we don't have a roof on our chicken coop. We have a net, and so they must have gotten through the net and then gotten into the coop. Anyway, we lost all our chickens, which when I came out and saw that, it was the most devastating thing I had almost ever seen it. Just really sad. We had 6 of those chickens for 6 years, no, maybe 5 years. At our old rental, and we had brought them here. One of them even had a name. I don't normally name our animals, just because I think animals on a homestead have utility. But as far as laying chickens go, we don't really cull them. We had those for 5 years. We were kind of debating culling them, but we hadn't done it yet. So those chickens were more like pets than they were utility players. But then we also had 18 or 19 new chickens that I had brooded inside the house and then taken out in here in the summer. And they had actually all lived in the chicken coop just fine for 6 months. We also had some turkeys in there, and nothing ever happened. So we knew that that was potentially an entrance point for a predator, but because nothing had happened for 6 months, we got very comfortable and we didn't do anything about it. And then when we came out and we saw the destruction of that, which was just mind-blowing, it was kind of a wake-up call for us that living on the land, homesteading, it's not easy. You're always battling a predator or a disease on a tree, or something always comes up, and you constantly have to iterate and make your infrastructure better. You have to be flexible and figure out problems and just, it's always 2 steps back, 1 step forward. And so right now we're spending the time to reinforce our chicken coop before we get any more chickens. It's not fair to get new chickens and not fix the problem and then have the same thing happen. The animals that we get here, and I've talked about this before, that we have decided to kind of move slow with animals because we want to make sure that we can take care of them, that we're not getting in over our head. So the animals that we're getting, we want to make sure that they're safe and they can be protected here. So we're going to take the time to reinforce the chicken coop, add a better, watering and feeding system, just get the coop completely and totally optimized, and then just start over. We were also pretty discouraged because around the time that this happened, the avian flu started spreading and the price of eggs started going up, and we were probably a month away from getting eggs from our 25 chickens. Pretty much only 18 would have been laying consistently, but that would have been more than enough for our family, and we would have had some extra to share. But now, like, I went to Costco yesterday, they're completely out of stock. Then I tried to put in an order at Whole Foods, they're completely out of stock. And so one of the major reasons why we wanted to start a homestead is to live off the land, was to be wise about providing our own food, or having animals that could provide us food like eggs. And now we don't have that, and we're obviously in a shortage of eggs. So it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's actually more sad that we lost the chickens in general. I think we can live without eggs for a while, and I'm sure it's just a season. This definitely, when this happened, made me question if we were capable of living this lifestyle. I think I'm someone who can be a perfectionist, so when I hit failure, it's really, really hard for me to want to keep going. But with that said, I think it's really important to learn from your mistakes and try and put 1 step forward and keep going forward. And so that's what we're going to do. So our 1 step forward is actually that Ryan has been working on our duck coop. I'm going to show it to you guys. It's going to be on the other side where the chicken coop is, and eventually we'll get ducks. So now that we've learned our lesson about predators and we're very aware of the destruction that they can cause, we're going to be a lot more careful when we build our structures to protect our animals. So before we get anything more, we're going to make sure that our infrastructure is super predator proof. And I'll probably maybe this summer, I will be getting some new baby ducks, some more turkeys, and some more laying hens. I was going to attempt to do meat birds this year, but I think everything that happened with our laying chickens, I'm going to take a beat and just do 1 more year, because we don't have a chicken tractor made yet, and like I said, I don't want to get in over my head, and I want to make sure that what we have is protected, because it takes a lot of time and energy, and it's also really sad when something that horrific happens to an animal. Alright, you guys, for perspective, this is our chicken coop over here, and over on this side, entering the back field, is going to be our duck coop. And so Ryan just put up this fence, and then there'll be a fence all along the back, and this fence will kind of split our property in two between our backyard and our back field. And then Ryan also poured a footer all the way around with the ability for water and electrical. And so he definitely has some fencing to do, and then he'll put the structure up. I would like to free range our chickens and ducks into our orchard, which is right here. But now I'm really nervous about predators. If you guys have any tips or tricks on how to free range your animals when you have predators, please let me know, because I don't want to experience what happened before, but I do know that it's really good for them to not be locked up all the time and for them to walk around. So if you have any advice on that, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's our update for today. Not the best news to share, but we are making progress on the infrastructure on our homestead. It definitely feels like 2 steps back, 1 step forward.